Hi, my name is Sierra Welch, and for my Unit 3 presentation, I decided to draw a picture of what I saw or visualized while reading the poem Eating Alone by Li-Young Lee. For this project, I created a drawing of what I imagined, and here's the drawing. I created a kitchen scene with cabinets, a countertop, and a giant window with moon and the stars, and then a black table and a single chair in the center, which represents his loneliness. This artwork represents this poem because it demonstrates the feeling of loneliness. I use a lighter, more muted colors in the background, which is like the blues and the grays, to allow for the table to be more of a focal point. The blue I chose because it reminds me more of sadness, like blue is kind of a sad, dull color. I chose to represent a night scene in the window because nights are much lonelier when people are alone. It also represents the dreariness of the scene with the dark sky and stars. And then finally, I made the table black with only a single chair to represent loneliness as the character eats all his meals by himself. I selected this medium and format because I just actually bought this iPad, so I wanted to try and figure out how to use it better. And I didn't have any art supplies around me because I'm currently in quarantine right now at a friend's house, so yay. Let's see. What materials did I use? I used my iPad, an Apple Pencil, and Procreate, which is an app on the iPad for drawing. The color blue in my art piece represents the sadness and dreariness of the author in the poem. The night sky also represents these feelings, which is dreary, sad, lonely. And then the table and the chair represent loneliness because there's only one chair versus a normal table would have like at least two. Placement. As I read this poem, I pictured a kitchen scene, so I drew the cabinets and the countertops in the background, and I placed the table and the single chair in the center to emphasize the author's loneliness. I wanted to capture the sadness and loneliness of the author, and I think I did accomplish this through using the color blue and the single table and chair, and just the dullness of the whole piece. There are not any modern day examples that I know of that I represented in this project. And then this project didn't really, or this poem that I chose didn't really hit home, but I can kind of relate because in the poem the author eats his meals alone, and I can relate to this in some ways because while I do have friends like at college that I eat with, sometimes it's much easier just to eat alone in my dorm room and grab something from my cabinet than it is to like go out and get food. So yes, thank you.